Welcome to the IPPN Summer Course 2019 Child Protection Module. This module consists of 5 sessions under the overall title of Children First, Essential School Compliance. Session 2, Risk Assessment, Child Safeguarding Statement.
Section 11(1)(a) of the Act obliges schools to undertake a risk assessment, which will form the basis for developing their child safeguarding statement. The risk assessment process will identify potential risk and examine all school activities, rank each risk, identify any potential risk of harm to children, control and manage the risk, counter the risk with policies, procedures or routines, monitor and review, assess the adequacy of the countermeasures. There are 2 risk assessment templates available to schools. The first is published by the DES and requires that the activities, risks and procedures are all placed in consecutive boxes, which may be on different pages of a document. It will therefore be difficult to correlate a particular activity, risk and procedure. The second is published by IPPN and takes a table format where each risk of harm and managing the risk occupy the same row. In addition, the IPPN template provides a column to rank each risk. This column is optional. It is required by the Children First procedures, but not by the DES procedures. Each school will decide whether it is useful to use ranking as an aid to monitoring the effectiveness of managing the risk over time. These are some examples of how a risk assessment might be filled in. It is suggested that all members of a school staff be involved in the risk assessment process. Mainstream class teachers, special class teachers, support teachers, SNAs, secretaries and caretakers will see the school and the risks to children with their own particular lens. By combining all their observations, the school will be well on the way to completing the risk assessment. These are some more examples of how a risk assessment might be filled in. The risk assessment process must be reviewed every 2 years and is ratified by the Board of Management as part of the Child Safeguarding Statement. It's a work in progress, and if a new risk is identified, it can be added in at any stage once ratified by the Board. The Child Safeguarding Statement is a 2-page template published by the DES. All schools are obliged to use the latest form of the DES template. There are very few details to be filled in: the name and type of the school, the names of the DLP and the Deputy DLP, and it is signed and dated by the Chairperson and Secretary of the Board of Management. The Child Safeguarding Statement contains the risk assessment as an appendix to the statement. The statement must be published on the school's website and being provided to all members of school personnel, the Parents' Association, if any, and the patron. It must be readily accessible to parents and guardians on request. A copy of this statement will be made available to TUSLA and the department if requested. The safeguarding statement will also be displayed in a prominent position near the main entrance in the school. The names of the DLP and the Deputy DLP will be displayed next to the safeguarding statement.